just how nervous Christoph Reintjes becomes. Yesterday against Kuwait, he's back on. Well, he couldn't really control it at times. If he can keep composed, clearly Germany are the favourites. The bookmakers certainly think so. 1-5 Germany, 100-30 Denmark.
Well, that is a great prize for Denmark, because I think they've played phenomenal this tournament, I really do. And they've got a great team ethic. You know, they're always talking and they have a little laugh and high five.
Rack number 1, Germany to break.
So, deep breath. And Christoph is going to start this quarter-final.
Well, not dissimilar to your first rack this afternoon, where a couple of balls went very close together and it ended up being a 15-minute affair.
Is that how long it was, Phil? 15 minutes?
Your option.
Yeah, it felt long. The thing is, though, when you win the lag and you break first, you just pray and you get a nice easy split and get the first rack on the board, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way, so they played the push. Now you see young Mickey Krause, 20 years of age, with the jump cue. Real nice player. Just got that aura about him, you can tell when you see somebody special. This was played with control. Needs to get past these balls. Don't think he can pop this. So Bahram will be kicking at this. And you see he landed it nicely on the table before the ball. Never easy to control the cue ball on that type of shot. Nice kick shot there, purposely played high on the 2-ball for distance, and he'll be more than happy with that. Funny you mention our first rack, Phil, because the 3 and the 8 was also tied up in our rack, and it's tied up in this one too.
Well, that's what I said it for. History repeating itself. The one thing I can't see be repeated, though, is a 9-1 scoreline for either team. The Dutch must have been, well, in a state of disbelief.
Yeah, I passed Niels a little while ago, and he'd come over, and ever the true professional and sportsman, he said, congratulations again, you guys played flawless. And I said, I don't know how.
Well, the congestion between 3 and 8 is now a thing of the past. Safety achieved.
This looks very tricky for Joshua. Doesn't look an easy safety shot, because
Extension, please.
doesn't look like he can get a good 2-ball. I'm not sure if the bank is on. If the bank is on, can he get on the 3-ball? Let's see what he's having a go at. Well, he's undecided. Yeah, I think he's just trying to bump the 2-ball onto the left rail, and he's hit it too thin, and of course he can pop this 2, but it's not going to be easy getting over for that red 3-ball.
Yes, because the more you try and cheat the pocket, especially queuing down on the white, the more there's the chance of it wobbling. Done well.
That is a beautiful pool shot from Bahram Lotfy. The control was perfect.
He's a lean and mean individual, Bahram Lotfy. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he's been training a lot, running, working on the barbells, the weights, staying in shape, eating well, and now he's games healthy. Same regime as you, Cole.
Well, working in the bar would have been more suitable.
And you're seeing in this opening rack why, on the odds, the Danes were good value. Lotfy parts of the 9-ball, and they're off and running. We're not going to keep talking about this afternoon all the time, but just in this break between racks, Carl, I have to say, I was absolutely enthralled by your match. To be away from competitive pool and to be away from the TV cameras for 4 years, and then to play like you did, and also the way Darren did today, I think it was just a wonderful achievement. I'd even go so far as to say one of the most remarkable achievements of your entire career.
Yeah, I mean, everything just clicked, and I've not felt out my place out there. It's just obviously certain shots I don't feel like I can perform them, so it's just a case of trying to look for other avenues, other angles and different shots. But yeah, I mean, I think when you've had good memories in these arenas, the Matchroom arenas, of course, we've won this before, the Mosconi Cup, even the World Pool Masters, I've done okay there. I think you just sort of cast your mind back, as where if you look at the man on your screens, Mickey Krause, he's trying to get them memories, so it is a little bit of a different feeling, and I just tried to cast my mind back to all the good times.
To break.
That will do.
Yeah, nice and powerful break there from Mickey. The wing ball's been a lot more generous the last couple of days. It's flying in, so that means the players can just concentrate on a good, solid hit. Now, he does have a small angle here. Yeah, he just needs to roll this ball through to where he was pointing with his cue.
Krause, at the age of 20, looks as though he's been out there all his life. Bahram Lotfy is the nervier of the two, but he's not the most nervy of the four players. That's definitely Reintjes.
was a great pot. It was very thin, and you know, obviously he wasn't 100% certain with the cue ball, and the cannon on the 3 ball has meant his partner's no pot on the 2. So this is a first look at Christoph in this quarter-final match. Yeah, nicely done. He's got him jammed up on that green 6, so it's going to be a 1-rail kick.
Foul.
And it's a scratch from Mickey, so that gives Team Germany the ball in hand. And let's see what they can do here.
Foul.
I think he just hit that a little too hard, and you saw the cue ball maybe marginally arc off the cushion. Certainly a misjudgment. I think he realises the gravity of what he's just done, because from here, Germany should equalise. I just get the impression that's going to be the blueprint of the match. There's Pia Filler, the wife of Joshua Filler. No doubt delighted that hubby and partner are back on level terms at 1-1. Yeah, I just get the impression this match is going to be thrust and counter thrust. And I can't imagine it would be a runaway for either.
No, I fully agree, Phil. I think this is a lot tighter match than, well, certainly the bookies make it. And you were talking about Pia Filler. She loves her pool. She's a pretty good pool player herself, and she's always there by Joshua's side at all the tournaments. She travels all over the world.
Yeah, Indiana Jones is enjoying it as well. It was the Temple of Doom for the Dutch this afternoon.
Love it.
Rack number 3, we are currently tied at 1 game apiece. Germany to break.
Referee John Lehman doing the intros there.
There you see the wing ball goes in, and another. But this is going to be a tricky pot if he attempts the pot. Yeah, and the problem is it's going to be the pink 4 ball next. Yeah, and if Christoph does go for the pot
Extension,
here,
please.
Phil, you know, it's the type of shot what really does test your cueing. Now, he doesn't have to go for the pot. He could play a little containing safety. Yeah, that's a very smart shot. The pot didn't really offer much for Christoph there, so he's just played. Nice little safety shot there.
Extension, please.
Always say this at the start of a session, just to remind you, it's a 30-second shot clock with one 30-second extension per rack per team.
Now, I don't know if he's going to just try and roll onto it, or is he going to try and hit high? Yeah, he's trying to hit high. That's not too bad. He's going to, I mean, he's hit it, of course, but you would think Bahram's next shot is not going to be very pretty. Because where all them balls are, he's got a great chance of locking Denmark up. Yeah, he's just looking to play thin and send the cue ball up the top. What makes this event so unique is the fact that all year round pool players play mainly individual tournaments, and now you can see both players giving their opinion at the table.
It's a foul. Illegal contact.
Yet, of course, the Danes had already taken their extension, so when the beep started, it was a matter of rapid response.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was quite an easy hit. I'm not saying he could have hit it and got it safe, but he could have made the hit. Now, after this shot, will they actually be able to hit the one ball? Well, they can't, can they? So it's going to have to be another deliberate foul. Of course, deliberate fouls are allowed in pool, but 3 fouls in concession is loss of rack yet to be seen, Phil.
It will happen. Everything does eventually.
Yeah, there's no way of hitting this now. The previous shot, he could have hit it. So he's playing another deliberate foul. But again,
Illegal contact.
I would think Joshua Phil is going to try and get him
You're welcome.
locked up in jail.
Start the clock, please.
Yeah. The first shot, they could have hit the one. It was tricky to get it safe, but the percentages, well, they could have just whacked it and hoped. Well, that's not a good shot, Joshua, and he knows it. Because now he can just go off the side rail, and if he hits the left-hand side of the one, he could even pot the 8-ball. He's always laughing and joking at the table. He's Joshua Filler. Wow, a little bit of a trick miss there from Germany. Could have been an early rack, but now they're going to have to sweat it out, and that's turned out good for Denmark.
As we were saying earlier, Carl, that first rack today took almost 15 minutes. That's lengthy, isn't it, for a rack of pool.
Yeah, I mean, I know it was long, but I can't actually believe it was that long. That rack might have been longer than the rest of them put together.
Not that it's relevant, but I'm going to mention it anyway. The lengthiest frame in snooker history. 2 hours and 3 minutes.
I was just going to try and guess who, but can I have until after the break?
Go on then.
I do love a trivia question, Phil, you know that.
Jeg kan ikke komme forbi dig. 7 år. Jo, du kan godt komme forbi. Kan du det? Ja, ja. Jeg har spillet med dig.
Oh, the little flick there really helped. On 6-1 to take it close to the cue ball.
No, forget about them apologies. You know, in pool, you get a little bit of good fortune, bad fortune. It's just part of the game. One of them snooker players, Phil, was Peter Ebden involved?
Nope. 3 strikes, you're out.
This is not easy. He's got to land the cue ball on top of the 1.
Wow.
What a shot from young Mickey Krause.
Germans were holding all the aces in this particular rack, and then that sloppy shot from Filler, and everything's turned around. Redemption.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot there. Purposely played the kick. Beautiful pace, and wondering if Mickey... I'm surprised he's not got his jump cue here. He feels he can hit the 4 ball where he needs to pot the 8. Yeah, job well done there. Another wonderful shot there from the young lad.
Yeah, Filler got the hook, but it wasn't good enough. Really impressed by Krause.
Yeah, also Mickey and Joshua are a similar age, and you know, Mickey, he will know the tournaments Joshua Filler's won, and he wants to be a pro himself, so we might be seeing some future matchups here in the making. Okay, Phil, it's time for me second guess. Graham Dot? I'm struggling with that, really.
All will be revealed after the break. Well done from Bahram Lotfy. You know, Germany should have won that rack, no doubt about it. But the Danes wriggled free. There's no doubt about the turning point of that rack. Joshua Filler, head bowed. He knows that he should have put the Danes in a really, really tough hook. In the end, Mickey Krause had the imagination. Bahram Lotfy potted the decisive 9-ball, and that's why Denmark are 2-1 ahead, and deservedly so. That last rack just
4
goes to prove
our
that
current score is 2-1.
you can never let your
of
concentration
Denmark.
lapse.
Denmark.
The Germans could easily have won that on the 3 consecutive foul rule, and they let it slide.
Often on the break shot, you do see a pool player moving the body all over the show, kind of willing certain balls in the pocket or away from the pocket. That was a pretty decent hit, but the wing ball didn't disappear. Can you see the potting angle, or is the jaw in the way? Yeah, he's okay. One of the purest ball strikers in the sport, Joshua Filler. Times the ball lovely. Makes it look effortless. I was thinking today, Phil, I think this year's World Cup of Pool, I think there's been some unbelievable matches, hasn't there? There's just been, every match has been like just a crazy story.
Well, this afternoon underlined it. First off, you got all the drama associated with a string of mistakes. And then the second match, you got all the enjoyment from watching total quality.
So he's playing this in the corner. That's a nice angle, that. Now he can just play this at ease and just get the cue ball back out into the middle of the table.
One thing I'm encouraged by from a German perspective, it seems as though Christoph Reintjes isn't as jittery as he was in the previous round. If he's dependable with Filler's extraordinary ability,
Attention, please.
Germany will be formidable.
Yeah, I'm sure Joshua's had a little team meeting and just said, just relax, pal, just enjoy it. And right on cue, Phil. He underdraws the cue ball there. It looked very snatchy.
It did, but nowhere near as snatchy as yesterday. That's how bad it was. That kind of pot for Filler, though, is meat and drink. It's 2-2.
Yes, I'm delighted to say Albin Ocean joins me up here in the studio. Albin, you know all 4 of these players well. Who has impressed you so far the most?
I think definitely Mickey. He played some incredible shots. I think he also performed really well in the previous match. And he's a big talent, and I can't wait to see more of him.
Yeah, he's a real emerging talent, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I think he proved them many wrong when they said that Denmark maybe not have a chance here at the World Cup of Pool. So it's 2-2. It's a pretty even match, and both could win from now.
Could you see this going all the way to Hill? A bit early to say, is it?
Yeah, it's quite early to say, actually. The break didn't work out as well as they maybe hoped for, but I definitely think it's going to be a good match.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Before we go back to the commentary team, I see Indiana Jones back there. It's Carl Boyes and The Last Crusade.
I like it. So then, rack 5 to begin. And at the moment, no clues as to the eventual outcome.
No, it's far too early to tell, of course. It's a race to 9 now, so there's a little bit more distance.
You're very welcome.
John's just bringing the drinks out now, not just the referee. That's very kind. There you see all the TV monitors with the flags moving around. You can actually send your picture. If you want your beautiful face on one of them screens, send it into Matchroom.Live. Funny, actually, Phil, I looked round, I had a word with Daz and I could see mine and your picture on the screen.
I wish you'd told me.
Bracket number 5. Our current score is all tied up at 2 games apiece. Germany to break.
As he did in rack 1, Reintjes breaking off.
Wing ball didn't disappear, but another ball has gone in. And you can see the potting angle of the 2. 3 balls on the top rail, so he's got to get all the way up table. But he does have a nice angle here, so he should be able to judge this okay, Joshua.
And he's so positionally creative. For some players, this shot might seem advanced. For him, it's, well, not routine, but certainly well within his capabilities. Because of the application of all of that running side.
Yeah, it's just held up nice there, so he's got a nice little angle here. Pink 4 down the bottom left of the table is the next ball. So when you look at the table here, they're all sitting nice. That was a smart shot. Didn't try and do anything silly with the cue ball, just make the pot.
Definitely, Reintjes looks more at home. Should do, really. I mean, he was the German 9-ball champion in 2017. That year he got to a final of a Euro Tour event. German straight pool champion in 2018. And after this, together with Joshua Filler, he's 3-2 up on the Danes. So don't like to leave things hanging, Carl. Come on, one last guess on that slowest snooker frame.
Oh yeah, I tried to forget about that trivia quiz.
Yep.
The people commentating on the frame trying to forget about it, but they couldn't.
Was you one of the commentators for the frame?
No.
I bet you even know the commentators, don't you, Phil?
Yes. I'll give you the names. It was Fergal O'Brien against Dave Gilbert in the final qualifying round of the World Championship. It was the deciding frame to get to the Crucible, and it took 2 hours and 3 minutes, and they were on the yellow for something like half an hour.
Oh, I'm fuming with myself there. I should have got one of them. Definitely Fergal O'Brien.
And just to repeat, if you want to send in all of those lovely pictures, do so. www.matchroompool.com, and we will attempt to get them out there in the arena.
You're welcome. Rack number 6. Current score is 3-2 in favor of Germany. Germany to break.
So the wing ball has gone back in the pocket. Yeah, and he can pot this one ball. Might not be too easy to control the cue ball because I think it is quite thin.
Extension, please.
Konter ist links, ja?
Played safe and the line looks good for the cue ball to run in behind the 9. It's perfect. Great shot.
Wasn't it just? As soon as it went past the 8 ball, you knew where its final destination was going to be.
Yeah, he's got to play this shot with extreme left-hand English underneath the 8 ball. That's to create the angle. He's played the famous F from Reyes Z shot and he's missed it.
Foul, no contact. Start the clock, please.
Well, the last time Krause failed to make contact emerging from a snooker, it cost them the rack. Will it be ditto here? You would think maybe, probably.
Now it does go in the pocket, but whenever the 4 ball or a ball's in its way, it can play tricks with your mind. And it did play tricks and he's missed it. That's because it was a little bit tight. It did go in the pocket, so it's the first big mistake by Team Germany.
Extension, please.
Them type of misses as the match goes on is what starts to eat away at you, and you know, it kind of puts you under more pressure as the match goes on. Yeah, he didn't want to do anything risky there because of where the pink 4 was, so he's just left Mickey this long 3 ball. And he's just got to try and play a stop shot. If he stops the cue ball there, where the 3 is, he will have a shot on the pink 4. He struck that so pure, beautiful shot.
Very little mental scar tissue at the age of 20. Youthful exuberance, total belief in his own abilities.
Yeah, they should bounce off the rail. It's not too bad. The 8 ball's going in the corner pocket at the right angle, so it always plays a little bit more generous. You can just play this into the rail and it'll slide in. And it's a job well done.
The small nation of Denmark have already beaten France and Italy. How about the scalp of Germany? Who knows? Right now it's 3-3. Anyone's guess who's going to prevail. What a day it's been, and we've got 2 more matches to complete, 2 more quarter-finals to complete before we know the Fab Four nations who will
number 7
be in tomorrow's semi-finals.
Denmark to break.
Well, what we've seen so far in this tournament, his name is Mickey Krause, but his pool is not Mickey Mouse.
He's parked the rock in the middle of the table, and he's been a tiny bit unfortunate there. Don't know if Bahram can play a combo. It's funny this, as the ball's coming round, you think you're gonna have a shot, and the 2 balls spins in its way.
Doesn't give a lot away, does he?
No, I mean, he's definitely good for the game of pool. He's a good-looking lad, isn't he? He's going to have the ladies falling over him. Bit like me 10 years ago, Phil.
Your maths is out, Cole. Your maths is out.
Yeah, good shot there. If the one ball stops, that's even better. So that was a nice shot. He played for the 3 ball in the right centre. Hopefully it passes the purple 5 in the corner. Yeah, he needs to play it off the left jaw, so it will go. Nice shot there from Lotfy. Stays very still on the cue. That's always going to stand you in good stead for being a pool player. Another good shot. That can easily get away from you, the cue ball there, and run further up the table. Been a nice visit, this one, and this tells your opponent that you're here to play and you're in good form.
For the third time, Denmark go in front by a single rack. It was 1-0, it was 2-1, and now it's 4-3.
Yeah, 4-3 Denmark. They've said to me earlier this week that this means so much to them, and they're proving it.
Yeah, of course, they're still playing great. I think there was just a little mistake by Christoph where I think the nerves kicked in again, like in the previous match. But they all look good. I think it's still an open match.
It was interesting, Joshua Filler saying to me the other day that he's the one who speaks to Christoph sitting down. So in some teams, there does seem to be a captain.
Yeah, of course. I mean, every team has kind of a captain, and also depends on the communication they have. I think in Great Britain, now, or just we call it Great Britain, I think it's probably Darren who took a little bit of advantage today, so it depends on how they feel.
Never write off Germany, ever?
No, not really. No, definitely not. Especially not with Joshua and the team.
Absolutely, yeah. It's 4-3 to Denmark, but all to play for.
John Lehman, the referee, making sure that the balls are where they should be in the rack. And then we can resume. Interesting match, this, Con.
Rack number 8. Our current score is 4-3.
Yeah, it's delivered so far, hasn't it? We did expect this.
Denmark to break.
We just knew this wasn't going to be a one-sided affair like the bookmakers thought. And he's got a really nice break shot, does Bahram. Controls the cue ball well in the centre of the table, and that's what the players are trying to do. Because as you can see, if the cue ball's around the centre, it means you've got a shot basically anywhere on the table. Doesn't want to be straight. Now he's got a tiny bit of angle, but not enough to make this a very easy shot. Is he playing a draw shot? He's aiming low on the cue ball. Yeah, he didn't get into that. Wanted to be a lot further up the table.
Extension, please.
I think he's going for the bank shot in the bottom left. Below the 9 ball it's going to travel. And he's drawing the cue ball up for the 6, so it's a mistake.
And again, we said the common feature when players are banking on this table, time and again, it goes narrow. Whether it be into a middle pocket or a top corner. Oh, look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. That's why, with shots like that, Filler has achieved so much. Not only was it a great shot, he just didn't hesitate. He knew exactly what he was going to do. And he knew he could do it.
Yeah, Joshua Filler's one of the very few players on tour that uses quite a thin shaft. He plays with the Predator Z shaft, and I think they're about 11.5 millimetre. Most pool players are around 12.5 to 13.5.
Here's one for you, Carl. In the early years of this World Cup of Pool, Germany were fixtures in the latter stages of it. But they're trying to reach the semi-finals for the first time since 2011.
Wow, that is a good stat, that one, Phil. I'm shocked at that one.
There you can see winners in 2011. That was in the Philippines. Ralph Suke and Torsten Homan beat Thailand in the final. They were runners-up in the Philippines in 2009. Again, Suke and Homan. And in 2006 and in 2010, they were semi-finalists. In fact, in the first year of this tournament, in 2006, Germany was represented by Oliver Ortmann, great player, and Thomas Engert.
Yeah, both fantastic players. Germany has really produced some of the best pool players to play pool, to be quite honest. Ralph Suke, Torsten Homan.
Well, we talk about the Euro Tour a lot, and Suke and Ortmann
Bracket number
1
9.
and 2 in terms of
Currently,
Euro
we are
Tour
all
wins.
tied at 4 games apiece. Germany to break.
Yeah, that'll work. One ball come round the table and sat nicely over the corner. Yeah, that's come out nice as well. You can play this 2 ball in the right centre. Position to the 4. He's pretty easy as well. So this is a good chance for Germany. Using 2 rails, coming back into the centre of the table. All Joshua's got to do is make sure he doesn't leave his partner straight. Any angle, he should be okay because the 6 is up the top end of the table.
Extension, please.
Yeah, just discussing it because if he spins it round, he's not going to get high enough onto the left hand side of the table. He'd almost have to stun it over. And I think at first Christoph thought about playing the draw shot, but he's in between shots here. Yeah, job well done. That was just a better percentage way of playing it. It was guaranteed to leave Joshua a shot.
The head went a little there, but not as exaggerated as it was yesterday. Swapping and changing around, the lead changing hands again. Germany back in front at 5-4. under the lights. Who will emerge victorious? Who will go into the semi-finals to await the winner of our last match this evening? Philippines against Estonia. Right now, I think
Bracket number 10. Current score is 5-4 in favor
it's
of
tipped in
Germany.
favour of Germany, no doubt.
Germany to break.
Joshua Filler in particular is looking quite menacing.
Golden break. The 9 ball gets kicked into the side pocket. That is one way to get a 2-rack lead.
Right.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Those golden breaks. You can watch them time and time and time again. That's the third one of this tournament. And what a timely occurrence for the Germans. He's won a world title, he's won a US Open title, but when you get a golden break, yeah, that means something.
Yeah, it's horrible for your opponent's mind when they're sat there in a big battle and they've played well, and then they break off and they see the 9 ball flying. And it does, you know, when it usually goes in on the break, it does get kicked in the side quite a lot of the times.
Rack number 11. Current score is 6-4 in favor of
But
Germany.
2 golden breaks on the
Germany
spin.
to
Now
break.
that is rare.
I was just going to ask you, how rare?
Well, if you see where the 9 ball is now, it should usually stay around that position if it never gets kicked.
If my memory isn't deceiving me, it wasn't consecutive racks, but didn't Shane Van Boning have 2 golden breaks in the final of the World Masters against your partner Darren Appleton?
Yeah, he did, you're right. He had 2 in the final. So even though this is not golden break, we can clearly see he's got a nice shot on this 1 ball. And he's tried to play his partner on a combo to pop the purple 5. The cue ball is going to be coming away from the 3 ball though, so it's not just potting the 5, it's making sure he holds position.
The thing Philip mustn't do is to assume that his partner can do the same things that he can.
Decided to play safe. He's done that a few times. It's quite smart play. He's not overplaying the table and he's sticking to his guns and he's playing a conservative game. And I quite like that. Keep your opponents under the gun. Don't give them anything silly. Now Mickey's got to kick this 2 rails. He's trying to pot it in the corner. If he doesn't pot it, he wants maximum distance. Cue ball up towards the top. Keep the 3 down here. And he's hit the wrong side of it. Has he got any friends? Well, he's got a few. Could have been a lot worse. Yeah, if you see here, you're just trying to hit the top side of the 3 ball there, and he just kind of hit it a little bit too full. Well, Joshua's, as I said, in the studio with Michael, he's a very attacking player, and he's had a quick glance at trying to pop the 7 with a cue ball. That is adventurous. But his nickname is the Killer. He doesn't look like a killer when he's smiling like that, does he, Phil?
Well, he's a professional, but he's got an amateur's kind of viewpoint on pool in the sense that he just loves it.
Well, Oh, I thought he could see all the 3 there, so my mistake. He had to jump over the 9 and a little bit harder, and that 7 would have dropped. Now there you see, he was hooked quite a lot by the 9. It's a little bit of justice that would have been horrible for Denmark if Germany would have fluked a ball after a golden 9. Denmark in the last match, Phil, are the only team in the event to not call a push out when playing a push.
Yes, and Bahram Lotfy was the offending party. Oh, and he's offended there.
Yeah, he hit that ball a little bit too thick, wanted a thinner contact. And I think the 6th ball, yeah, the 6th ball looks in the way from a bank shot. So I think we're going to see a safety shot here. Great shot, in behind the 5 ball. Wonderful safety shot. Well played.
What's the clock? No extensions available.
Yeah, but
Where's the clock? Where's the clock? Hold on, please. Where's the clock, guys?
There's a malfunction with the timing
Countdown
mechanism
from 20.
here. Germans wondering how many seconds they've got in hand.
Yeah, there's been an issue all week with the shot clock, and it's actually a new software system it's been playing up. I've seen a few people commenting on social media and stuff, and it's just been one of them things. But all the players have took it in the stride and they're just getting on with it. And now Lotfy's
Marcel, are
going
you
to
on the clock now?
be looking to play a
Thank you.
combo.
You'll hear 5 seconds from the table.
So now the marker is interested with calling out the 5-second warning.
Oh, that 3 ball staying up there has worked out a treat. If that drops, Mickey would have a tough shot on the pink. Now he can just float this ball in and he's guaranteed position.
Stops the feet.
Yeah, if Mickey's straight on this 6 ball, and he's just off straight, but it can often go wrong. He's got to power this through. Oh, he's played it nice. This will bounce off okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good shot. It's a little tester. Often when you've got this type of cutback shot, you see the 8 ball. You know, they can fire it into the long rail on the left. Should still slide in, but he's got to stay still on this shot. It's a big rack.
The former European 8-ball champion Lotfy knocks in the 8-ball. Krause the 9 to follow, and once again Denmark are right in this, now only 6-5 behind.
Yes, a 6-5 Germany lead. The beauty of this tournament, we see players in the back, and I've now got Skylar Woodward of the United States with me. Skylar, looks like it could go all the way this match.
Yeah, been a good match so far. You know, not a lot of breaking runs, but a lot of good safety battles, it seems like.
We're talking about Joshua Filler a lot, about the potential he's got, but he's already won plenty in the game. He's just a special talent, isn't he?
Oh yeah, you can't leave the kid no shots. He makes every ball. It's crazy.
I have to talk to you just quickly about yesterday. It'll take obviously a bit of time to get over, but have you analysed what went wrong, or was it just the Philippines just improved?
Yeah, I mean, it was our fault. We, you know, we got a good lead, started off good, and then we kind of fell apart. No excuses, you know, just didn't feel 100% comfortable over the ball, but it happens like that. You know, it's pool, a couple mistakes, and then they played good to come back also. So hats off to them, you know, and good luck.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Skylar. If you can stay with me, as I'm sure there's hopefully plenty more racks to come in this. Joining back to the commentary team now, it's Germany 6 racks to 5 ahead against Denmark.
Rack number 12. Current score is 6-5 in favor of Germany. Denmark to break.
Frank assessment there from Skylar Woodward about last night's implosion. But there's no sign of Denmark imploding. In fact, Mickey Krause, he's only 20 years of age. He's relatively inexperienced at this level, and yet he looks as though he's been out there for years.
Yeah, there you see again, wonderful cue ball control on the break. Yeah, going back to that match last night, Phil, between USA and the Philippines. What a classic. It had a little bit of everything. And without doubt, the two biggest, you know, countries for our sport. You know, you look at Earl Strickland and Efren Reyes and the stuff they've achieved in pool and the characters that they both are. It was always going to be a classic. Well, he's tried to play a 3-ball combo onto the 7 and he's missed it, so Joshua Filler comes to the table with a thin snip on the 2. And we're just approaching that dangerous little time now in a match where these racks all of a sudden become that little bit more important. Yeah, that went in the heart of the pocket. Now can Christoph... Oh, this is interesting. We've got a 4-9 combo. So he's got to get the cue ball down to anywhere in that bottom right-hand section of the table.
And Joshua Filler's already down there, preparing to play it.
Yeah, key thing here is don't miss the ball and don't scratch in the bottom right-hand corner. And he's missed the ball. He's going to get lucky though. Look where the cue ball's going to finish. And he's knocked the 9, which means it's now not a combo. So that is very, very fortunate. But Denmark, they'll just be happy to get back to the table because they'll, you know, they'd have been a little bit concerned when they'd have seen that 4-9, and where their chairs are, they'd have been seen right down the line of the shot, and they'd have been a little bit worried. Well, he's miscued it, and at least he's not fouled. He's actually done well to still hit the 3 there when you miscue, but the miscue from Krause has now left his partner kicking at this 3. Yeah, he looks disappointed there, and he's got to get his mind back on the game. His partner's kicking. If he goes in behind the 3, the cue ball might pop the 7. There you see it was tracking down towards the 7, and unfortunately they're going to be in a little bit of trouble now because the 3 ball is sitting perfect.
Filler just pointing to where he wants to leave the cue ball for optimum strife. exactly what he said.
Yeah, Joshua would have just wanted that 4-ball away from the rail. This is so difficult to hit the ball. Great shot. It was a great shot. Very difficult to get safe, but it was a good hit.
Krause had hope there, and then he looks at the situation and realises the 4 squeezes by.
It might not be too bad though, because he might have to bump into the 5. If he doesn't bump into the 5, oh, he's played it super hard, and it's a nice shot that. Purposely bananaed the cue ball so it come back out to leave Joshua a pot.
Can't help but be amused by this pairing, because Christoph Reintjes, he's finding everything quite tough, having to give everything to the cause, whereas Joshua Phillip, for him, pool comes easy.
Yeah, it comes easy, but he puts the hours in. He is known as a big practicer. He works hard at his game.
And that dedication is paying off. Germany within 2 racks of the semi-finals at 7-5. we're at the business end of the third quarter-final in this, the 2021 World Cup of Pool at Stadium MK in Milton Keynes, England. Denmark now have it all to do. A possible 5 racks remaining. They need to win 4 of them. Germany in the driver's seat. Joshua Filler and Christoph Reintjes. It's a handy lead, Carl, but it's certainly not decisive.
No, it's not. Of course, Denmark have just got to sweat this break off from Joshua.
Rack number 13, our current score
But it is
7-5
approaching.
in favor of Germany. Germany
Tweaky bum
to break.
time, as they call it in the trade. 7-5 to Germany, and this looks a good break.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Not the most thunderous break we've seen, but one of the most effective.
Yeah, just this opening shot for Christoph to get his partner on the 3 ball. And they're going to be looking good to get in on the hill. Well, he's completely under-hit the shot.
It's clearly apparent he is the weaker link.
Yeah, he's struggling out there. Not used to this arena, as where Joshua's got all the experience in the world. Of course, Joshua won the first ever Matchroom Multisport US Open 9-ball championships.
Yes, he was fantastic out there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he beat Wu Cha-Ching in the final.
Extension, please.
It was also a classic match, that one. So many great pool players around the world. Wu Cha-Ching. He was the youngest world 9-ball champion as well, Wu Cha-Ching. That was also when it was a Matchroom Multisport event. And it's back, the World 9-ball championships, Phil. Matchroom have got it back.
Here, early next month. Can't wait.
Attention, please.
128 competitors will be trimmed down to a single champion in 5 days. The action will be fast and furious.
Trying to kick behind this 3 full, so the cue ball stops behind the 7. Nearly. That was very close.
Yes.
Well, it's definitely started to go Germany's way, this. They've had a golden 9-ball, and now this fluke on the 3-ball. They say it pays to hit in pool.
Yes.
And boy, that did pay. We've seen Christoph turn down the attacking shots and play safe. And this is a bad one, Phil. This is a real bad safety.
An absolute shocker.
Wanted the purple 5 right on the bottom of the rail. And now Denmark, who will have been sat in the chair a couple of balls ago, raging when he fluked the 3 and well, they're now at the table to close the match to 1 again. Needs this cue ball to slow down though. Now he's made this a little bit trickier because the cue ball is going to be running into the 9. He'd love the cue ball to hit on the top of the 9 ball. That way it should float over to the side rail. Could he make them both? Depends on the angle. Yeah, he was kind of trying that. Now Bahram Lotfy has got one of the biggest 7 balls of his pool career. He's got to shoot this ball all the way up table. It's playing into a bigger pocket from this angle, but he's missed it. He's fired it straight into the rail. What is he going to leave, Phil? I think he's left a combo.
Yeah, caught that cushion far, far, far too early. 7-9 for Filler. That's for him. Elementary. What a turnaround. 8-5, Germany on the hill.
I've got Albin Ocean and Skylar Woodward with me. Gents, you don't give Josh Filler that opportunity.
No, of course not. I mean, they had a big chance there. I think got a little bit out of position from the 5 to the 6. Well, they're on the hill.
They're on the hill, and you expect Germany to go and do it now, Skylar?
Yeah, of course. You know, kind of like me and Billy. We thought at 5-0 we was gonna go on, but it didn't happen. You know, anything can happen. You know, they get a chance. It's winter break. They just need a few games, so who knows?
For you, do you think Germany have maybe been the most consistent so far this week?
Yes and no. I think it still goes a little bit through with Christoph. With his nerves and everything, so he has to get settled down a little bit more, I think, if they won't get to the semis, so it's going to be tough for him.
Skylar, I've got Carl in the commentary box very quickly. Have you been impressed with him this week?
Yeah, he's shot. Yeah, I mean, I ain't really seen him miss very many balls. The commentator can still play a little.
Oh, he can. He certainly can. Right, can Germany join Carl in the semi-final? Let's wait and see.
Don't sound so surprised, Skylar. A commentator can pot a few balls. He seemed astounded.
Rack number 14.
Well, I've whooped him a
Our
few
current score
times,
is
Phil. Don't worry about
8-5
that. He knows.
In favor of Germany. Germany to break.
Nah, he's a good kid,
On the
Skylar.
hill.
And Billy, of course. They're a good laugh around the arena and lots of fun. And, you know, they know better than anyone. They let that match slip away, but it's a learning curve. And the next time they will play in a Matchroom event is the World Pool Masters, and they face each other.
As for this one, now look at the 1 ball. In it goes. The table itself looks quite agreeable, but the 2 is all good.
He's just a little bit worried. He was looking at running the cue ball up towards the 8, but he's concerned that he can't get the 2 ball safe enough. But that's okay. Well, it's more than okay. It's perfect. Good shot. When you think of Joshua Filler, you think of, you know, clean potting, plays very fast. He's very underrated in the safety department.
And this one has yielded a result. A slap of the thigh from Mickey Krause. Yes, you can't accomplish what Filler has without being a really good all-round player.
Well, this is half a chance for Germany to book their place
Attention, please.
into the semi-finals. Might even play safe. He's been known to turn a few shots down, and he turned another one down. That's a good shot. Staying patient, waiting for an easier opportunity.
Yes, apart from one gross misjudgment in the previous rack, Reintjes actually, when playing safe, has been quite reliable. That's been the better aspect of his performance in this match.
So the safety from Team Germany
Foul, no
pays off.
contact.
They've got ball in hand, and they've got this table layout to book a place
Swap, please.
into the semi-finals.
The Danes escaping from snookers. They've not been too accurate. You know that the nerve of filler will hold. Are we able to say the same about Christoph Reintjes? Just a few more good strokes.
Yeah, that was a nice shot from Joshua. Even pulled the cue ball back a little bit for his partner. That was the bread and butter type shot for Joshua Filler. Them long straight ones, just fire them in like they're over the pocket. These balls are now sat lovely. Wow, he's completely pulled out of that, Phil. I mean, he's 2 feet short of where he needs to be.
Under pressure, the backswing gets shorter, more jabby. And of course, if they get that far, it's Reintjes. They will have to pot the winning 9 ball. My advice, Joshua, get as good a position as you possibly can.
And that is what he's done. This simple 9 ball. And you're in the semi-finals.
He's the golden boy of European pool. He had a golden break to boot. And now Germany are still going for gold in this World Cup of pool. They defeat the Danes by 9 racks to 5. For them, the semi-finals beckon. And Pia, she's happy.